Defense at each other's throats, and D-Law either told Micah Parsons to shut the F up or to chill the F out right here.
What you think? The losing, not having our stuff together on defense where we're playing 11-man football. It's all frustrating. Having a game plan but not following the game plan. It's just small things. So, once we get out of playing Little League football and get back to playing pro football, we'll be all right. Play pro football. Do what your coaches teach you to do. Play your gaps, play your blocks, stay in your gap. And I'm included in this. I'm not excluded from this at all. And it's, just the small things that we got to get back to, and we'll do it this week.
I think right now we got people just trying to be Superman. People just got to own their jobs, bro. We don't need everyone to be Superman. We don't need no Supermans at all. We just need 11 guys playing together. And right now, they're just not in unison. I mean, when you're preaching something all week, everyone's in the locker room saying, we're going to do what we got to do, and everyone's going to be accountable. And when you come out, it's like, how are we getting gas? We're not being accountable. We're not set. It's just like, the game don't come down to that third down. If we do what we're supposed to do, we win the game. It's just like, at what cost are we just going to keep doing this to ourselves?
We talked about CD on our segment from earlier. Be sure to check it out on the channel. And now it's time to dive into the defense because, oh boy, there's a lot more wrong with this team than just Mike Zimmer, Dan Quinn. And I'll raise my hand. I was one person guilty thinking that Dan Quinn's influence was what made this team be as soft as Charmin toilet paper. But guess what? It's not Dan Quinn and it's not Mike Zimmer. It's more deeply rooted than that. We're about to get into that in this segment today. And buckle up because it's about to be some hurt feelings out there. Be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content. And y'all know what today is all about. It's about keeping it real. It's Keep It Real Monday, y'all. The Dallas Cowboys defense. We seen Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence arguing on the sideline. D-Law seemingly telling Micah, shut the hell up because Micah's over there trying to show his leadership, right? Remember, Micah Parsons was talking about becoming a better leader during this offseason. He's been on his podcast essentially all year long, talking about being a better leader and the impact that he wants to have on the team and on the field. Well, that looks like it kind of backfired a little bit because his troops weren't feeling the way he was leading. And I'm going to say this, man, one of the main responsibilities of a leader and why it's so damn difficult to find someone that's actually equipped for the job of leading a group of men to a common goal is one of the main responsibilities is leadership is the ability to influence others to accomplish a mission in the manner desired by providing purpose, direction, and motivation. Micah Parsons failed in providing motivation and direction. I guess he was trying to get the purpose across to win the game, but he didn't motivate his guys and he wasn't providing the direction to do so, especially when he himself is playing out of position. I'm sorry, somebody needs to say it. We cannot continue to try to do this mad scientist experiment and think that, oh, we got a guy that has a unique body type and he can do something that's unique in all of NFL history and he's such this X factor, this super great weapon. Yeah, he will be a super great weapon playing as an off-ball linebacker like he should be. Micah Parsons needs to come off of the edge. He is not a natural edge. He doesn't have the body type to play the edge as frequently as he plays it. He doesn't have the body type to be on the line as much as he's on the line. And if you notice, even during that Baltimore Ravens game, the couple of times where we actually got to see Micah Parsons flash, he wasn't coming off of the edge. A couple of times he was coming from that linebacker position, from the middle of the defense, being able to generate pressure from somewhere other than the edge because he's not big enough. He doesn't take up enough space as a human being to play that position. Micah Parsons does not have the body type to be in the trenches consistently, guys. He doesn't. He has the athleticism and he has rare gifts that would probably allow him to be the best linebacker in the league if we would use him like that. He can still rush the passer here and there, but he can get much more use if he came off the damn line. So I don't know if it's him or whoever else is employing this strategy of consistently trying to use Micah Parsons like he's a Max Crosby, like he's a Myles Garrett. He ain't those guys because he isn't big enough. He doesn't have enough mass on the field. That's why he can't beat double teams. That's why double teams and triple teams bother him so much, is because he's not big enough. Can we stop with that experiment? And while we're at it, can we please stop playing Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker as our safeties? It's time to try something different. We have seen game after game against the best teams in the league, those two dudes are either doing nothing on the field or they are being a negative impact on the field. You don't believe me? You don't have to. NFL Pro has a statistic where it shows a quarterback's passer rating when passing to those players. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker both have the highest passer rating allowed when passing to those guys or passing in those guys' area. Donovan Wilson is allowing 118.8 quarterback rating when passing in his direction. He's already allowed 2 touchdowns this season. Malik Hooker is allowing 110.4 quarterback rating when targeting his direction. Okay, he's only allowed 21 yards, but I'm not looking at Malik as much in coverage. Donovan is really the culprit in coverage. Malik is a bad tackler, and he's just not really doing much. You need your safeties to be some of your better playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, because the safety position is one of the few positions where those guys have free reign to roam around a little bit. So those two guys need to be looked at. Get Wanye Thomas on the field. He's a better pass coverage safety than Donovan Wilson. I don't care if y'all have to even use a damn committee. Use Wanye on passing downs, man. Get Donovan Wilson out of there when you want him to defend someone's tight end or their running back or whatever it may be. He can't do it. That's not what he's there for. And like Micah Parsons said, he's one of the guys playing Superman. He's one of the guys playing hero ball. He's one of the guys not filling the proper gaps. He's supposed to be responsible for the B gap on a lot of these plays. If you watched all 22, Donovan Wilson completely ignored his responsibilities on multiple plays and filled the wrong gaps and gave himself up the blocks and just sacrificed himself and took himself out of place because he's out there playing Pop Warner football, like DeMarcus Lawrence said. And D-Law wasn't talking about just Donovan Wilson. Trust me, there's plenty of guys who have been terrible, but this isn't a coaching thing. This isn't any of that. This is a player personnel thing. DeMarcus Lawrence has been on this team for the longest out of anybody still currently on this team, and his defense has been soft for as long as he and that Hot Boys mess has been here. I know he's a fan favorite. I know he plays hard. I know everybody loves D-Law. But if you look at the facts, man, that defense has consistently got punched in the mouth. That defense has consistently had no structure. That defense has consistently had no leadership. No one taking control. No one demanding excellence out of everyone else around them and making sure that they're also taking care of their own business. That defense hasn't had that person there. And now you got two different entities, button heads. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. Sometimes they're on the same side of the coin, but we could clearly see on Sunday they were on the opposite sides of the coin. Neither one of those guys had amazing games. D-Law fought his ass off. Micah needs to come off the edge. I don't think what's going on with Micah is as much his fault as he's not equipped to play that position as much as he's playing it. I don't care how many sacks he get, y'all. We talk about fundamentally sound football and being able to play by play, not just the highlights. Every single down. He is not an every down edge. He's not Take him off of that edge. He's not a natural edge. He should only be there at times, in spots when you need a play. But no, he should not be there every damn play. Yes, we have enough defensive ends that we could start Marshawn Nealon, have those other guys rotating in behind him between the Tyrus Reeds and the Chauncey Golstons and whoever else, Carl Lawson. We got other guys that can play that position, man. I'm sorry, we're not getting sacks anyways, and those sacks aren't impacting any of the games that we have been in at this point anyways. And sacks aren't a factor in any of the games that we're playing those tough teams. So why do we give a damn about sack numbers? Put guys in positions where we can actually play fundamentally sound football, bro. Period. And you're not in the position where you have to depend on guys like Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker and these other guys that just aren't what it is. Now, this defense is in shambles right now, and it's going to be very interesting to see them pick this thing back up and put it back together. Mozzie Smith had a terrible game for 3 quarters. Then he kind of picked it up in the 4th quarter a little bit. There was a bright spot. There were some things that you can look at and be like, if the Cowboys can actually do this at the start of the game, they will be in much better position. But this defense is far behind where even the offense is right now, and that shouldn't be the case because most of the talent on this team is on the defensive side of the ball. Between Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and some of these other guys on this defense, bro, I just don't know how this thing changes. I don't know where the culture flip comes from. I don't know what you do when you got 2 different guys wanting to do things in 2 different ways. DeMarcus Lawrence is essentially fighting Micah Parsons in front of other guys. You got guys pulling apart. This is just... it's out of control. It's out of control. And what needs to happen is we need to see more Wanye Thomas. We need to see a little bit less Donovan Wilson, a little bit less Malik Hooker. More Wanye, more Bell. Let DeMarvion Overshown and those other guys, those young guys, get their work in. We need to trade for a defensive tackle. If we're going to save this season at all, we got to get bigger on the defensive line. And most of all, the defense has got to get on the same page, and a true defensive identity, a true defensive hierarchy has to be established as it pertains to leadership and who's keeping the checks and balances on this damn team, bro. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Either way, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We still same old Cowboys.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still the ball? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.